this is Bethany with Recherche Kennels, and we are so excited to introduce to you Mr. Blue of Beulah and Lazarus's litter. Now, Mr. Blue was born on December 17th. He has been in training for several weeks, and we know his personality very, very well. Mr. Blue is a medium-sized boy in the litter. Beulah is 86 pounds, Lazarus is 103 pounds, so we do estimate Mr. Blue's size to be somewhere between 90 and 100 pounds. Now, Mr. Blue is scored on 3 different numbers for his Recherche score. The first is his dependency. He is scored a 6 out of 10 for dependency. So he is very slightly dependent. He does absolutely love to be with people. He's very sweet and cuddly. He's not a needy puppy, but he does enjoy a lot of attention and affection. Now, Mr. Blue is a 6 out of 10 for activity, so he is slightly active. Bernese are not hyper by any means, just as a general breed. He is just very slightly active for a Bernese, not hyper. Once again, he's very happy to hang out with you. He will cuddle with you, but he's not a couch potato either. And then he is a 5 out of 10 for confidence. So he is still confident, he's not fearful, but he's also not the most outgoing. He's a bit more of a follower than a leader. So he's gonna do well in a calm environment. If you want a puppy that's gonna just kind of hang with you, go with the flow, then that is definitely gonna be Mr. Blue. He is gonna be very balanced in his personality. Now, Mr. Blue is able to go home after completing Puppy Academy. That is training until 12 weeks of age, and he can go home on March 11th. Our next training level and our most popular training level is training until 16 weeks of age, and that is Canine College, and he can go home on April 8th. The next training level is Master's Program, and that's training until 20 weeks of age. He can go home on May 6th. And then our last training level is our Doggy Doctorate training level, and that is training until 6 months of age, and he can go home on June 17th. Now, if you would like to take Mr. Blue home in between any of those dates, you are more than welcome to do so, and we will prorate that difference. There are 2 things that separate us from any breeder in any kennel that you're going to encounter. The first is the health of our parents. We import only the healthiest Bernese, and we have the most clearances of any other Bernese. So you can scroll down, you're gonna see individual pictures of Beulah and Lazarus. If you click on each one of those individual pictures, it's gonna take you to their pages. It will show you more pictures of them, it will talk about their personalities, as well as showing you all of their extensive health clearances. The second thing that separates us from any other breeder and any other kennel is our Puppy Training Institute. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna show you Mr. Blue in training, and we're gonna summarize our Puppy Training Institute.
Our Puppy Training Institute has 4 core areas. There's a couple areas that are very visible that we're gonna show you on camera with the puppy that's for sale. Some of the areas are a little bit more difficult, but the one area that's very visible to show is outside training, and the big part of that is leash training. Puppies love the pull, love the tug, love the cut in front of you, and so we train them to walk on our left side. We train them that when we stop walking, they do what's called an auto sit. That's where they automatically sit without being told, without having any hand signals. They automatically sit. That builds respect and focus on you. A couple other areas in outside training it's a little bit harder to show is car training, and then also swim training when the weather's warmer. The second area that's very visible is obedience training. All of our trainers are certified dog trainers that's been training dogs for years. They know what they're doing. They're all certified. They all can do Canine Good Citizen. They're all very good trainers, and we work on the obedience commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, kennel, and they are trained extensively in all these areas. Now, we have 3 different communication tools we use with the puppies. We use hand signals, we use words, and then we use the training lead that we will provide you. And so as they get older, they get better and better. They can hold their stay longer, they can hold their place longer, they can hold their kennel longer. They can do it with both hand signals and words only, and so they get better and better. The place is when they jump up on the Kuranda cot. You will definitely want to buy a Kuranda cot because that allows the transition for our training to go to you. It's a wonderful command. When we say kennel, they go into their kennel on their own volition. We typically keep the door open, especially as they get older. And we train them, they cannot leave the kennel or really any other door until they are released. The 2 other areas that's a little bit more difficult that we're going to show you just generic dogs going through this. The one area is house training. We actually spend more time in house training than all the other areas combined. That's about 2/3 of the training, and this is where we work on the most important area of potty training. Of course, we're training them not to use the restroom inside and the signal eventually to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age can typically hold the restroom about 1 hour during the day, whereas a puppy at 6 months can do 4 hours. The same thing is with crate training. We train train them to sleep at night in their crate, eat in their crate. And a 12-week-old can typically sleep around 4 to 5 hours without having to be let out. And a 6-month-old, it's 6 to 10 hours. So obviously, the longer they're in training, the longer they can be crate trained. We also, though, while they're in house training, we train them not to jump up on us, not to chew things in the house, not to bite our hands. It's very extensive. And then the last area is socialization training. Many people worry about getting a trained or older puppy is that they won't bond. Well, because of our socialization program, our puppies bond very quickly. In fact, we've never had a client complain about that. And so in our socialization, we're training them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We're training them not to be afraid of the hair dryer, of the blow dryer, of a vacuum cleaner. We have a TV in our puppy training area, in our house training area, where we're socializing them. They go on field trips when they get older. We work extensively on them being handled. We have 20 plus people that work for us, so these puppies are handled by multiple people and they're socialized extensively. That is our Puppy Training Institute.
Now, if you are interested in Mr. Blue, you can scroll down and you'll see photos that we took of him today. And if you look directly above those photos, you will see his individual pricing. Now, we are going to show you an example of that pricing in this video. This is not his pricing, so you do want to make sure that you go to his page to see his individual pricing. If you scroll all the way down, you will see a link that says Puppy Application. Click on that link and go ahead and fill out that application and send that in to us. If you don't hear from someone within 24 hours, please reach out, as we may not have received that application. We do appreciate you taking the time to see Mr. Blue of Beulah and Lazarus's litter. Thank you so much, and God bless.